I'll call him Ethan Smith-Rowe. I think there's very similarities with the very similar to the way he treats Smith-Rowe.
What? DJB, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, there's similarities there. He plays only when players are injured. He's not the first priority. You've got Havertz coming back, so he's going to be further down the pecking order. Because when Havertz comes back, you've got Havertz, Odegaard and Eze. They're all going to be in front of him. He just doesn't. He doesn't 100% wholeheartedly, for some reason or another, trust Ethan Wanieri. No one understands it. A lot of the fans don't understand it. I don't understand the reasons why he's left out on certain games and he's not getting games. He'll start in the Carabao Cup, but for someone like Ethan Wanieri, with all his talent, he can't just be used as a utility player on the bench, and he can't be used for certain games, and he can't just be used for injuries. As much as we don't want to admit it and we don't want to lose a talented player, if this kid is going to develop in his career, he's not going to develop 100% by just getting moments. He's got to play on a regular basis. He's got to feel that he's included in the starting lineup on a regular basis. And this manager has shown a lot that he's not doing it. Like he done to Emil Smith-Rowe when he came back. Emil Smith-Rowe at one point was picked for England. He was balling out. He was, Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe. We heard all the songs, and then suddenly Emil Smith-Rowe ain't getting any games, and then suddenly, he's lost form, and then suddenly he ends up getting sold to Fulham. And I can see it very similar happening to Ethan. I hate to say it, and I don't want to see him go. I think he's an absolute baller, but there is a lot of similarities there, and it just worries me, man, with this manager, with Ethan Smith-Rowe.
I don't know what you're talking about, but there's no similarities at all. He's an 18-year-old who has not gotten injured, who's just cutting his teeth into the first team, and he played 37 games last season. Yes, due to
Why did he play 37 games? Because of
injuries.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Now you have to understand, a 17-year-old cutting into the first team that is trying to challenge for a league title is kind of crazy in the first place. And now now at the age of 18, being what is he? He's second or third choice.
Would you say he's further in his development than Max Dowman?
At the end of the day, we're trying to win, right?
DJB,
we're trying to number one priority.
We're not talking. Would you say that Ethan is
no? Let me finish, and then we're going to get back to what you're talking about, because I think the comparisons that you just made with Emil Smith-Rowe could not be further from the truth. Number one, Emil Smith-Rowe fell down the pecking order because of his injuries and his lack of availability. And when he did try to play him, and it just didn't work. As for Ethan, he clearly has a role in the team. He can play as a backup 10, and he can play as a winger if cover the right wing if needed. Really and truly, we bought Madueke to be the backup for Saka. Now that Madueke is injured, it's him and Dalman who can play on that position. And now that we have Eze, it's him, Eze, and Odegaard who can play in the 10. So yes, there is a lot of players. There is a lot of players in the same area of the pitch, but at the same time, we do need this quality in squad depth. We say we need squad depth, and then now we're complaining.
No, we need squad depth. But realistic, yeah. But
now that we have squad depth, and we're complaining that those players are lower down the pecking order in the squad depth. To me, it's ridiculous. We can't yell and scream that we want quality squad depth, and then complain that our squad depth is not playing enough when our starters are the ones helping us win these games to try to win the league.
But the question was, will Ethan Smith-Rowe or Ethan Smith-Rowe go out on loan? And I'm saying
Ethan Smith-Rowe.
Ethan Wanieri go out on loan, right? Sorry, I've got it in the head.
Ethan Wanieri.
I wasn't going to say that.
Listen.
You don't loan an 18-year-old that you don't have. You want to keep close to home.
I'm just saying there are times when Max Dowman has been picked ahead of him, and Ethan should be further down the line in his development than Max Dowman. And Max Dowman has made
around Ethan Smith-Rowe.
Exactly. Right?
Go.
Listen, I'm not saying
you guys are dreamers.
Can I just clear something up?
Scenario.
Can I just clear something up? I'm not saying that Emil Smith-Rowe is better than Ethan. I'm just saying the way his Arsenal career is, where he's in and out. He's only playing when players get injured. He's being used as a utility player rather than as a sort of main player. I just feel that there are. That's where I'm getting at. I'm not saying that.
I was surprised he went on the bench. I've got to be honest on the Sunday.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. But this ain't the first time, though, Dan. There's a couple of times where he's not even been in the side or on the bench. Last season, there was incidents. There was times when he should have had a run out last season, and he never got the chance. So there have been games where he's not trusted for some reason or another. There's been times when he's not wholeheartedly trusted Ethan to start or play. And this is what worries me. So,
but
as I said, I'm not saying he's worst player. I'm not comparing them as players. I'm saying about game time and whether they think they should go out on loan. Because Havertz is going to be first choice. Madueke is going to be first choice. Saka, Eze, Odegaard. There's 5 players in front of him. Where's he going to get a chance to shine? Where?
When do you think he's going to play?
I think he's going to play Carabao Cups. That's it. That's all I can see him playing. And you want to hold back a player's development just because put him out on loan and let him come back. We've got players for cover. We've got plenty of players.
No, we don't. This is ridiculous. We asked for squad depth, and now we're saying send him out on loan. Let him. What's to say? Going out on loan even benefits?
He's got to start.
One second, please. There's no benefit in getting rid of a player who is part of the squad that can actually help you win games and help you in the case of any injuries or help you in the case of any player goes down, to just say get him out of the building, let him get some game time elsewhere. He's going to get game time at Arsenal. He's 18 years old. He doesn't need to play 50 plus games. Even if he gets 30 games, 15 sub appearances, like 12 starts across many different competitions, and at the end of the season he has 30 to 35 games played, that is enough for an 18-year-old cutting his teeth into the league. We don't need to have an 18-year-old playing week in, week out like Miles Lewis-Skelly or Ethan with this massive squad that we now have. With a massive squad, you're also going to have players who you like, not necessarily always in the matchday squad. So I don't think this is something that we should even be upset about. To me, this is Ethan. If Ethan was in the room right now, I think he would probably tell you guys you're overdoing it. I'm happy just to be in the squad.
Listen, I'm happy that he's an Arsenal player. Of course I am, and I wouldn't want to see him go out on loan. I'm just talking about his development. I don't see him getting many game time.
He's 18, DJB.
I don't see him getting much game time as it stands right now.
What's better for his development, DJB? To stay with the Arsenal team or to go out on loan?
Play first team football somewhere and come back.
He can do that at Arsenal. He can do that at Arsenal. 37 games in a season is enough.
Well, we'll see. He ain't going to play 30-odd games this season. I'll guarantee you that.
DJ, listen, if he starts in the League Cup games, some of the Champions League games, and comes in when there's injuries, spot starts, he can get minimum 10 to 11 starts. And then he can also sub in when we need him late in games. He will definitely get the equivalent of like 30 plus games, in my opinion. Even though the squad is big, everyone's getting minutes. There's 5 substitutions now. It's no longer 3 substitutions.
We'll see how many games he actually plays. We'll see how many games he actually plays whenever it comes back.
No, but why would we ship him out? There's no benefit in shipping out a player. You can't actually nurture that development. If you send somebody else a player, you know what you're doing. You're giving them a tool that they don't even have to use. They could use them if they want. They don't have to use them. If they don't trust them themselves, they'll just waste the time also. A loan doesn't always necessarily mean
I hope you're right. I hope he gets games because I'm a fan of him. I really like him. Let me do these supers.
I trust him with Arteta and I trust him at Arsenal. I don't want him going anywhere.
Okay. Cliff says facts. Aubameyang was mustard until Arteta put him out on the left. He also said Odegaard can have a cup of tea and leave Eze at the 10. A lot of people want Eze in the 10, to be fair. And Cam says Ethan isn't a wing option anymore. No minutes to come. He's not a wing option anymore because we bought a squad cover, but I'm happy with that. I think Ethan will get games. I just hope that we're going to be in the deep stages of competition so that he can play a lot more because I really like him, man. I really want to see him. So that's where I'm at. I'll come to you with this one, Matty. It's a nice little segue into that, actually. This is a statement. Arsenal will win a trophy and get into the deep stages of all 4 competitions. The reason I brought this up is because I've been speaking a lot about squad depth and people are saying they're going to win something this year. The squad's too good not to, and they expect us to get into quite deep stages. Even if we don't win them, of all 4 competitions. Do you see this happening, bro?
The best for me personally, I think the best. If I was to be a betting man and put money down on a trophy this year, would probably be the Carabao Cup. Champions League, I just think that field is completely wide open. Just based off of what I've seen the last couple of weeks, I think that's just too hard to tell right now. FA Cup hadn't even got started yet. We don't even know what we've drawn. And as Kenny just stated, the injuries are coming. We know this. We've already had 6 and 7, something like that. Six. We had 6 injuries there. And then you got Mascara, not Mascara, but Matt Wakey dealing with his injury. So I mean, we're only 6-7 games into the season. I'll say this: if we can become consistent, and I think this is what people should take away from this past weekend. This is great. We beat Newcastle. We've got to go. Kenny, how many years? Last 2 years we've sat here and said we need 6 to 8 to 9 games in a row. You've got to have that kind of consistency if you want to really lay down a marker about when going forward and trying to win.
I think it is, Matty. We haven't had that consistency since 23-24. I still think that Mick Arteta's best team was a 23-24 team, where I think after we came back from Dubai, we were flawless. Just made one mistake, and that was fatal. Even after we made that one mistake, we won every game, but it was just too late. City were just like really on it. They were like they got their heads down and thought, you know what, their mentality got them through, and it's a shame because I hope this night this 25-26 team replicates that team. I really hope it does, because that team, just on paper and with attitude, I've seen teams like that win the league, and it's not just Arsenal teams, but teams, from over the last 30 or 40 years, where they're at it. They just got this thing about them. They mean business. Yeah, and I hope we get to those levels this season.
This squad's too good not to win anything, mate. This squad's too good not to win a trophy, in my opinion. I think we should be getting to the deep stage of the competitions. I think we need to win a trophy, but I'll be very disappointed if we go out in one of the 4th or 5th or 6th rounds of the FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I'll be really devastated, because I don't think that's what we're about.
Dan, I think it's critical that we win this Carabao Cup right out of the gate, because then that opens the door to have discussions about other competitions.
I agree.
Because totally these guys have got to taste success on a high level at some point. They've got to taste it, especially some.
And I'll take the Carabao, Matty, so we can then install the winning mentality and go again. Mate, that's what we need, bro. That's what Pep and Jose used to do. Go win the League Cup, and then they won the league in the May. That's what I think this side needs to do. I really agree with you. And I said domestic cup's our best chance, because I do think Liverpool is strong, and I think the Champions League, we've never won it. So I think domestic cup's the one where I'm going to say we're favourites. Doesn't mean we can't win the league or the Champions League. And I think we should be aiming for the minimum of a semi-final of the Champions League. Like, we want to win it. That should be the expectation and the aim. But for me, it needs to be like, we got to the quarters, or we got to the last 16, whatever it's called. Or, Carabao Cup, we lost to Brighton in the next round. I don't want that again, man. We had all this over the last few years. I want to actually go deep into take Liverpool to the last game of the season, if it's Liverpool or if it's City, whoever. That's where I want to be seeing it, man.
It's going to be wrapped up early this year.
Huh?
I think the league's going to probably be wrapped up early this year.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I think there's a gap in quality. I think there's a gap in quality.
By whom?
I think there's a gap in quality.
Kenny's asking who's going to wrap it up early.
By whom?
I think Arsenal's going to wrap it up early. We look at our squad compared to Liverpool and Chelsea and City's. I think we have a clear gap in quality off the bench, clear gap in quality as overall squad, and clear gap in quality defensively. I look at Chelsea, I look at City, I look at Liverpool. Neither of their defenses really breed confidence. I think neither defenses really breed confidence. And early in the season, we are so focused on Arsenal. But I look over and I actually thoroughly watch Liverpool's games, and they don't look any better than us at all. Defensively, they don't look better than us. Attacking wise, they really don't look any better than us. And I do think you guys are being very respectful to say, yeah, we looking internally and being humble. But I am going to put it out there. I just think right now, if we continue to play the way we played against Newcastle for the rest of the season, I think we win the league, but comfortable.
I'd like a bit more than the way we played against Newcastle. I'm not going to lie.
I thought that was our best
I
game.
want us playing for 30 minutes of a football match if we're going to win the league. I want us pumping teams.
I meant the attacking football. Teams.
Yeah, but listen. The point is, we've still got a manager that hasn't got us over the line, Igal, and that is a very crucial factor. When you've been finishing runners up mentally, psychologically, that has an effect on a manager.
Quite the contrary, DJB. I believe that it was not the manager was the problem. I always believed that the squad was the issue. And now that I see the squad that this manager has and the belief he has on the players coming off the bench, you can clearly see what we're capable of doing. Everyone can see that we have the best squad in this league right now. And I don't think the manager is going to stop us from winning. I believe the manager is going to be the reason why we win comfortably. And I think you guys, your disbelief in the manager will be proven wrong very, very soon. Just wait. It's September. Just wait.
We've been waiting since 22-23.
That's not Arteta's fault.
Well, he is the man in possession. He is the alpha and omega.
No, but he just became manager recently, and he's only had this team competitive.
In 22-23, we led by 8 points. In 23-24, where we looked at the business, we made one mistake, albeit, let's face it, we had to come from behind, but we did fantastically well. The fact is that there is going to be a level of pessimism because I repeat, our best ever team that I've seen under this manager is 23-24, and we still didn't get over the line in any of the competitions. So there has to be some sort of caution. It's not respect for Liverpool or respect for Man City. It's the fact is that there's so much football to be played. A week ago,
I wasn't hearing this last week.
Yeah, a week ago. There was an air of pessimism. There was thinking, oh God, if we don't beat Newcastle and Liverpool win, they could go 8 points clear. So I think what's happened is that it's got to be football's equivalent of need to know basis, i.e., one game at a time. But I love your optimism.
You know what I don't like? I don't like the fact that everything is just doom and gloom until we do it. I feel like you guys are picking the easy way. You guys are picking the easy way because all four of you guys,
we have to do it again.
All four of you guys are sitting here saying, "I don't believe we can do it, but if we do it, great. And if we don't do it, I told you so."
That is a natural psyche. If you haven't won the league for 22 years,
sitting on that side of the fence saying, "You know what? If we don't do it, I told you so. And if we do it, guess what? I'm happy because I'm an Arsenal fan. Where I'm actually putting my neck out. I'm saying, you know what? I believe this. I'm actually telling you guys what I believe. I'm the one
saying that you're pessimistic. We're all Arsenal fans. This is the Arsenal roundabout.
No, we're all Arsenal fans when we win, but when we're losing,
that's lazy.
And you guys knew
lazy.
You guys know all the time what's going on, right?
That's lazy. That's lazy to say.
No, it's not lazy. The truth is, if you support the team when we win, lose, or draw, and you say forget about what's going on, and you don't go have
constructive criticism,
we drop points,
and
we'll be fine.
And go by experience. Remember, I don't pay for your season ticket, and you don't pay for mine. We have to support the club differently, but we're all Arsenal fans.
No, I'm not saying about that. I'm simply stating
you said us four.
I'm showing you. The way we view things is fundamentally different. So when I speak, that's where I come from. I come from the era of optimism and believing that my team can get something done. Where you guys come from the era of you don't believe anything can get done until you see it with your own eyes.
It's called restraint. It's called restraint.
No, it's not called restraint.
It's called caution.
It's not called restraint. You know what it is? It's called pessimism, and you will never change.
Again, you're being lazy. You're being lazy. You're lazy.
What's lazy? What's lazy is sitting there saying, "I don't believe in this team until they show me that they're going to win."
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? That's lazy.
Yeah, what's wrong with let me just finish. What's wrong with us saying, do you know what? I really liked the way we played there. I'm still not convinced we can get across the line, but I really hope we do, so we can be proved wrong and we can actually celebrate a title. What's wrong with saying that? You don't like us saying?
There's nothing wrong with that. But what I don't like is whenever I come here and say, you know what, I think we can win the league, you guys saying, you know what, there's no evidence we can win the league. I don't believe it, but hopefully we do.
No one said that, and no one said that. That's not true.
That's how you guys speak.
No, Gal, let me finish. The team is good enough to win the league, but like I said, there are other teams that are in competition. We are going to be cautious because in 22-23, the level of optimism from everyone in this panel, because I know, and let's not forget, I've known you for about, was it 9 years, 8 years? So
since 2018.
2018, that's when we first met, and I've known these guys for about the same time. 22-23, when we were playing beautiful football, beautiful stuff, I allowed myself to dream. 23-24, I thought, you know what, this team looks like a team that's built for business. It didn't happen. So when it don't happen, you think, yeah, it's good to be true. That's a natural human emotion, to be cautious.
Okay, but in the same breath, all of you guys say Arteta has no excuses, but yet you guys are saying the team is not going to win.
I just said we opened this segment, and I just said that the best route for me would to be to start with the Carabao Cup, because then that would instill a winning mentality in the team. What part of
Carabao Cup is not a successful season. Winning the league or Champions League is.
Yeah, but you're missing the point. The point of winning the Carabao Cup is to get to instill that these guys can move on to go win more trophies this year.
I agree, and I do think these guys have the mentality they want to win everything. And to answer Dan's question, finally, I think we should go for everything and we should try to win everything. But realistically, if we leave with just the league or another domestic trophy, that's a successful season.